Hi, I'm Jay Devereaux, Executive Director of the Liberty Farms project, and I'd like to introduce to you today the Lindholm family, our first veteran family that's going to go through the training program. How are you guys doing today?
Outstanding. How about you?
We're doing great here. It's not pouring rain on us for a change. Um, what part of the country do you live in now?
DFW area.
Oh, okay. And Ray, where are you from originally?
I'm from Dallas.
Okay. And Ann?
I was born in Hurst, Texas.
So you're both natives.
Oh yeah.
How'd you two meet?
We met at a health club. We were personal trainers.
He
Wow.
actually hired me
He hired you, huh?
as manager, personal training manager.
I see. Wow. And how long you two been married?
13 years.
13 years. Wow. You have children?
We have 4.
And their ages?
Okay, so our oldest is 20, and she is in nursing school. And then there's a wide gap, and our next is a son. He is 11. And then our daughter after that is 9, and then 8.
Okay. Well, they're all old enough to do some chores then.
Absolutely.
Ray, what branch of the service did you serve in?
The Army. I'm from 1st Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment.
Okay. So you got to see some real crazy stuff.
Yeah.
How long did you serve active duty?
Just shy of 8 years.
8 years. Wow. That's quite a bit. So that's how many tours? 2, 3?
No, the 75th Ranger Regiment is a special operations unit, and we would rotate 3 to 5 months in, 6 to 7 months out. So I did 9 rotations. I went to Iraq 6 times and Afghanistan 3 times.
Wow. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. So can you, I guess you really can't get into operational details since you were spec ops, so we'll just kind of bypass that. Have you been back over there at all since? Did you do any private security work?
After I got out, I contracted for 2.5 years, not in security, but I managed a training program for a Afghan special operations attachment that attaches to U.S. special operations units.
Okay, so you were still pretty much out there in country and
yeah, I was in Kabul.
Oh wow! So right in the thick of things.
Yeah, but I stayed inside the wire, so I wasn't, doing anything other than training, going to ranges and stuff like that. So it wasn't near as dangerous.
So, total out of the 12 years of marriage, it sounds like you were deployed quite a bit, or 13 years.
Pretty much our entire marriage. We got married, and then 9/11 came around, and I went to the Army shortly after that.
Wow. And I'm sure that was a difficult thing to manage, you being away from your family all that time.
Yeah, my son was born when I was in basic training, so the time, that's for sure.
He didn't meet our son until he was either 2 or 4 months old, and he actually got to spend less than 24 hours with them that first day and then wouldn't see him again. And I think it was probably about 6 months later after that he got to see him for the second time. So,
wow, it must be difficult to try to manage all that stuff with you left at home, trying to run the family and the household, and your husband overseas, and not being able to work together to raise your family. That's got to be tough.
Well, Jay, as you've probably witnessed some, life is definitely not dull for me. And Murphy's Law has hung around, and just about every time he would leave for deployment, I would say within 24 hours something big went wrong.
Yeah. I like to say Murphy was an optimist. So, how's things? How's things now that you're back home? How's that?
It's been difficult at times, and when I first got back, it was a little easier. But I'm finding, the more time I spend away, sometimes things set in, and you get into your normal routine, and things are harder at times.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been easy, just going from that environment to, besides the normal problems that we have with her. She's run everything for so long on her own, and then I come home and I have my own opinions. So those are the normal things that go on, and it's not easy.
Couple of alphas trying to find your spot, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sure that can be difficult. How your children been adjusting to you being home? Has it been good?
Oh yeah, that's been great. That's the biggest. Coming home every night is quite a treat. So, I used to always be shocked when I'd get home from a deployment or whatever, and when I'd first see them, I'd see how much they've changed and how much they've grown compared to, the pictures that I had looked at for the last 3 to 4 months, and then I come home and see them. It's always a shock to see how much they've changed, and it was always an eye-opener, and I realized I missed a lot of that, so I'm trying to, I know I can't get that back, but I'm trying to make sure I'm around as much as I can be.
Yeah, I'm sure you miss a lot when you're apart from them, that things change so fast in their lives.
He was actually there for our second daughter when she was born. And then they actually called them up early on a surge. Do you remember that? I guess about a week after she was born, and then did not return until 9 months later. And he literally went from seeing it, this complete helpless infant newborn baby, to when he returned, she was already walking at 10 months.
Wow.
I can't imagine that had to have been very strange.
No kidding. So, readjusting to civilian life in general, Ray, when you're deployed overseas in a combat zone like that, life is always so fast-paced and on edge and just go, 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 go. How's it been trying to get back to a normal life for you?
It's been difficult at times. Just so often I just feel like a fish out of water. Especially the job I'm doing now, which I'm really not happy with. But I've been angry at times, and I don't really know why. Just emotionally, sometimes it's tough. It's just a work in progress, that's for sure.
So, has work been difficult? You running into obstacles there?
Yeah. It's the exact opposite of what I'm used to. I'm a manager in training at a retail sales store. I'm not going to say which one, but where I came from, if you weren't a team player, that was the end of you. It was all about each other. And now sales, it's quite the opposite. It's all about seeing what people do to each other, for commissions and stuff like that. It's kind of dog eat dog, and not being able to trust people and things like that. Just kind of a low character kind of thing, it seems like to me. So I haven't been really happy there.
Yeah, I can understand that. So, what about the strain on the family life, dealing with some of this readjustment? And you mentioned, angry at times and stuff, and I'm sure there's been a little bit of headbutting. And Are you managing to work through that stuff? You're still struggling with it?
Yeah, probably it's just, like I said, it's a work in progress, and I'm just coming to terms with some of the things because it was always hard to, I would never say, that I've got PTSD or anything like that. That was just kind of a embarrassing thing for me. So, all that's kind of, we're just working through that, doing our best. I'll let you answer that.
I can imagine being spec ops that they kind of train you to be invincible, and you kind of get that mindset. So it's kind of hard to accept that maybe you are vulnerable to a certain degree.
Yeah, you kind of have to feel invincible when you're doing that, because you always have to win all the time, and be strong and those kinds of things. And now it's life has slowed down a lot, that's for sure, and coming to terms with some things, time to think about things, and that's not always easy.
So, Ann, you had told me before that it took a little while before you and Ray were able to come to a place where Ray could tell you what was going on with him, and it was a lot of struggle for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it probably was difficult for him to even comprehend what was going on. Just the transition in and of itself from coming back from the Middle East for, almost 12 years to seeing the way people live in America. He often would talk about that when he would first come back, and just really how disappointing it was to return to America and just see all of the, the way that we live and everything. But yeah, it's I always thought that maybe there was something I was doing wrong, or that he wasn't happy here. It was hard for me to understand, really what was going on. But I could tell that, he wasn't happy, or there was something wasn't right. And yeah, it was hard. I mean, it's hard to talk about those things and without really truly understanding what you're dealing with.
Right. You guys have gotten yourself in a lot better place now, been able to sit down and talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. Just talking about it helps a whole lot, and being able to communicate some of the things, so we have a better understanding of, what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think she thought that I was always angry at her or whatever, and so at least getting that out in the open, that's helped a lot.
Glad you got to that place where you can do that. That's probably going to save your marriage. I know from my own personal experience, not talking to my partner about what's going on with me created more problems than it would have if I'd have just come clean about it.
Well, of course, being an alpha, I just wanted to lash back and punch back. So, figured speaking.
Yeah, I got a pretty good mental image about how that went. So, when we told you we were going to select you for one of the families to go through this program, and told you about the program at Liberty Farms, what was your first reaction?
For me, I thought it was too good to be true. I thought, okay, yeah, right. But I'm seeing that there's some meaning to this. So now I'm really, really excited. Just the thought of working from home and being able to pay the bills and seeing my children every day. I mean, just, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, I can imagine. How about you, Ann?
I try not to get emotional. I would agree with that. I think just, we can't make up for lost time, but, we were just talking earlier, just knowing that he, there's an opportunity for him to actually be here 24/7. I mean, with the job that he has now, he's still gone most of the time. But being able to bring our family together, like that, that's a dream for us. So very ecstatic and very hopeful, and looking forward to what God has in store for us.
So overall, it just had a profound effect on what's going on with you in your lives today. Just having this to look forward to.
Oh yeah, definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. That's for sure.
Y'all have been dabbling a little bit in some farming already, and I know that's a struggle to get started when you don't have a lot of money to get it going. And so, Ray, you've done a little bit of that. Do you like doing it?
Oh yeah, I love it. I like to do work and see the results, and it's we've done a little livestock stuff, and but the problem with that is you don't make money every month unless you got a huge farm with a lot of livestock, and we're really, really small, and so that's going to take quite a while to grow and produce fruit, so to speak. But that's why I said this sounded too good to be true, because I'm trying to figure out a way to have some steady cash flow to sustain ourselves while we're building and growing, because it's going to take a couple of years at least for the livestock part of it. So this is just perfect, actually. So
being the first ones through this program, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on you. Everybody's going to be watching how you're doing. Are you going to feel comfortable with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So when you get this,
saying ready to laugh, because I know that it's going to get funny at some point. So
well,
I'm okay with you laughing at me.
We'll try not to embarrass ourselves too much.
Just be yourselves. You'll be fine.
That's what I'm worried about.
So once you get your aquaponics greenhouse system up and running, get that business good and viable and starts making a profit so you can pay your bills and get ahead a little bit, what are your plans going forward with the farm?
Go ahead.
Well, we have some short-term goals and long-term goals. The short-term, obviously, and the primary one is bringing him home for good, and being a cohesive family unit. That's our primary goal. And then, our second goal is to grow the livestock business, but we also have a much longer-term goal, and that is to build Liberty Cross Ranch Resort, where we can build a place for families. Especially, we would like to work with organizations such as Operation Restored Warrior, as well as Liberty Farms, to where we can bring in fellow veterans who are struggling with PTSD issues and even TBI, to where they could maybe come out to the place, out to the ranch and stay for a little while and go through some time to themselves, adjusting and doing some work out at the ranch. We'd also like to be able to provide fishing and hiking, horseback riding trails, just a place where it's kind of back to the basics of life type situation, where families can come for retreats and kind of rebuild the family unit. And so we've got kind of a big goal picture in mind for that.
No, that's a real pay it forward, if you ask me. That's terrific. I hope that we can help you be successful in that endeavor, and we'll be there every step of the way to help you out and connect you with suppliers and vendors and whatnot, and make sure you succeed. That's our goal. So looking forward to that quite a bit.
We are too.
So before we go, is there anything else you'd like to say to the people that are going to be watching this, looking in on what's going on with this project?
Well, first, I'd just like to say thank you. It's a unbelievable opportunity, and once we're successful, we're gonna really enjoy helping out other people too. So we're just excited. So
go fund me.
Yeah, that's important. We should probably get a plug in there for that. If you're liking this video, of course there'll be a link underneath, but you want to go to GoFundMe/Liberty Farms and go support this program. It's the one and only time we're going to have to ask for money because the way the training facility is designed, the model self-funds going forward. So we'll be able to help a lot of people in the long run. And the key to making this all happen, to being able to make this dream come true for this family, is going to be your support. Thanks, guys, for taking the time to talk to us today and get your story out. We're going to put some of the bio information and some photographs in this video up on our website as well, so that people can get to know who you are and who it is that they're helping.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Jay.
All right.